Hey guys, and welcome to the series where we're talking about the no BS 7-figure systems. My name is Katie Bunny, and if you don't know already, I work with businesses scaling to $500,000 to $1 million per month, and these businesses are online. So you understand all the complexities that comes from an operations point of view. A lot of business owners struggle with operations because they are very good at marketing and sales, and operations are a nightmare for them. And with this series, I want to show you how to become better at operations and how to scale your business with good systems and a great team. In today's video, I want to share with you horror stories with hiring overseas VAs, specifically from the Philippines. I want to show you the do's and don'ts so you can learn from my mistakes. The next one is failed payments. You may have clients that are working with your agency or your coaching business and they don't pay on time. So I want to show you how you can handle those payments and make sure that you get paid. And the last one is understanding why your systems suck. Right now, you may have systems, but you're never sticking with them. You're constantly changing software. So I want to show you why this is happening and how you can solve it so you don't change systems and software every 3 weeks. So let's get started with this. The horror stories with Filipino VAs. The first one is I had a VA that disappeared for days because he had his aunt's funeral. Then he would jump on calls with me from his car where there would be literal relatives on the car, and I thought that was normal. And looking back at it, this is not normal at all. So for you, when you're hiring VAs, just make sure that they are professional enough. They should have some professional background, they should have some experience in the field on what you're hiring them, so you don't have to deal with this whole process of teaching them what is professional and what is not professional. Of course, you have to be understanding of people's situations, especially when they're overseas and they may have issues, but they should also communicate things with you. You shouldn't be finding out things the next day or 2 days later. They should be communicating things with you just the same way you would communicate with your family or your friends if something is urgent and you cannot show up or you cannot be on time. The next one is VAs that have multiple jobs, and they may tell you that that is fine, but as a business owner, you need to protect yourself and you need to invest your time and capital carefully. Hiring VAs that have multiple jobs is not scalable, and these VAs are going to be tired because they may work with you in the evenings and then have their day job, and you will not get their full performance. In fact, when you're hiring VAs, you'll probably get 60% of what they promised you. So you need to be aware of this and also be aware that they may have multiple jobs where they get stressed, they have a family, they may be single mothers or single fathers. So be careful with this. I wouldn't hire people part-time, only if I needed them just for like 1 or 2 hours, but anything that is like operationally heavy, especially for agencies, I wouldn't hire someone who is part-time working with me. And the next one is communication with your VAs. In the Philippines, people struggle a lot with being upfront with their needs and what they want to do. So what would happen is very often the VAs that I would hire, they would hide things. I had a VA that pretended to be at the doctor's, and then I found out that she was at a festival because she saved her tickets on my last pass. So that was a little crazy, and these are the things that you should be aware of when hiring people. You need to make sure they don't have multiple jobs, that they are professional and they have some experience on your niche. They also need to be great communicators. And the last one is it's best if they're based in Manila, especially for Filipino VAs. The reason for that is because in Manila, they have better infrastructure and better internet. In other cities or provinces, they may have power outages, they may have internet disruptions, so your VA may be offline for a couple of days. And I don't know if you can afford to have that, but you should be aware that Manila VAs are better than province VAs, all right? And lastly, let's look into the things that you shouldn't be doing. The first one is you shouldn't be paying VAs upfront ever, even if they have urgencies or anything like that. You shouldn't be giving them a big sum because they may disappear and this may be a scam. And then next, you shouldn't give them a higher rate than what is usual in the market. If your VA is asking you to pay her $8 or $9 per hour, you shouldn't be doing that no matter how experienced they are in admin works, because that is a higher rate in the Philippines, and you should only give them that rate when they have proved themselves in your business. Because as I told you, it's only the 60% of what they promise that they're actually going to deliver. Even if they sound amazing, even if they give you proof, even if they have an amazing portfolio, things are not going to go as you expect on your interview. So the solutions here are the following. You create SOPs, you have weekly or bi-weekly trainings, you have hourly tracking, and lastly, you want them to send you a message when they clock in and clock out. The reason I do this is because when I know this person has clocked in and they have clocked out, I understand that they've had a full day of working with me. There could be internet disruptions, there could be power outages, so I know when I don't receive the clock out message, something went wrong. okay? And that's it when it comes to VA Filipinos. So let's go on to the next one, failed payments. There are 3 reasons why your client is not paying you. Because they have logistical issues, because they don't see the value in your service or your offer, and because they have health issues. All these 3 issues should have a certain process that your team should follow. If you don't have this process in place, then you'll have to deal with every single failed payment, and that's not what you should be spending your time on. And here's exactly how you're going to deal with these 3 types of issues. The first one is logistical issues. In this case, what you want to do is communicate with your client like, hey, your payment failed. What are the next steps? If they cannot commit to pay the full amount today, you should get them to commit to a certain amount today, maybe 10, 20, 30%. And then you can create a new payment plan where their next payment is in 7 days. You don't want to have their payment being like 1 month or 2 months because that is not a good sign. The next one is value issues. You may have some clients that don't see the value in working with you or they don't see the results. In this case, the client success manager needs to get on a call with the client and understand what exactly is the issue. You want to set expectations with your client that whether they decide to move forward or not, these payments are still due. And you want to accommodate them. For example, you may give them some more reassurance that things are going to go better, or you want to explain to them why things didn't go as you expected. Of course, if you cannot deliver, you cannot keep this client, right? And the last one is health issues. In these cases, you want to give some time off to your client. You want to give them a week or 2 where they can get better and then make a decision. But of course, you should communicate this with your client like, hey, we are deciding to give you some time off, and then you can get back to this to make a decision. Of course, you also want to set expectations that these payments are still due if we have delivered our service and you have gotten our product. So you have some template messages here. You can pause the video now and you can check them out. 7 days before, you want to send a message to your client like, hey, your invoice is due, and then 1 day before as well. And if they have logistical issues, again, you send them certain messages. You can pause the video and check them out right here. So let's go into the last one, why you hate systems. A lot of business owners literally say, I hate systems, I want something simple. What they want is not simple. They want to track everything and they want it to be so simple. But in reality, tracking a lot of data can be very hard because you have multiple software. You may have your funnels, you may have your CRM, and so many data points that you want to synchronize and put all in one place. The way that you're doing things usually is you create a system, you're following it for a few days, and then you stop using it. And the reason this is not working is because your system is not intuitive, it can be spammy, and it doesn't take into consideration all the scenarios. For example, when you're onboarding a client, you want to take into consideration the different payment plans, the different products you're selling to them, and the delivery side of things. So your systems need to have a logic, and that logic needs to include all the scenarios and all the variables. This is how you create a great system. I've been building systems for so many years now, and I've scaled companies to $500,000 to $1 million per month with these systems. So I understand what it takes to create a good system that a team is going to use, and a system that just looks good and it's flashy and in reality is very useless. From here, what I want to show you is the solution. You want to keep data in one place. Instead of having multiple trackers and sheets and templates, you use Notion and I don't know what. You want to have hubs, all right? One place for your finance, one place for project management, one for sales, marketing, and client success. And you also don't want to switch software every 2 weeks. If you're switching software very often, this is a sign that you don't have a structure. You don't have a logic on how you're building things. And a lot of business owners are confident enough to build systems. And in reality, they shouldn't be, because building scalable systems takes a lot of effort and a lot of experience to build. That's why companies pay a lot for engineers, data analysts, and data specialists. So if you have the capacity to pay an expert to build your systems, then you should do it. It's going to cost you way less than changing software every 2 weeks, having team members that are underperforming and you cannot track, and investing in solutions like paid media that are not working for you, but you don't know because you don't have the right data. So with that being said, guys, these are the learnings I've had and I wanted to share with you. And when it comes to VAs, make sure to not be lenient, make sure to set expectations and not take VAs that are not professional. And when it comes to failed payments, understand the root issue of this failed payment. And when it comes to systems, focus on building something solid that is going to last for years. Because a business without a machine is just a front end, is just the marketing and nothing else to back it up. So if you guys want to learn more about systems, you can check in my description the link to book a call to speak with me and my team to help you scale to $500,000 to $1 million per month. And if you want to set up something easily and quickly for yourself, you can check the one-click onboarding. It's a system you can set up on your own within 30 to 60 minutes, and you can onboard clients easily with just one click. I understand client onboarding can be very complicated sometimes, but the one-click onboarding works for every niche and for every client that I've worked with. So you can check it out and let me know in the comments if you liked it or not. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. I hope you like this one. Give me your feedback in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts, what you've learned from this video, and what you'll be implementing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next week. Take care. Bye.